Welcome, sports fans. Welcome back to this side of Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting, and everything sports topics, discussions, and debates on the internet. But before I get into today's video, don't forget to like this one, leave a comment, subscribe to this side of Sports TV, and one more thing for me is to share the video to at least 10 people, get us 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? Yes, people, and you're not only welcome to this side of Sports TV, you're also being welcome to Player Radar, and this is the show on this side of Sports TV where we give you weekly updates on our Reggae Boys club performances, and relate it back to the Jamaica Cinemas national team, their performances, whether we need them and all of that. So, I have a few players on the list today that we're going to talk about, a few good performances and a few things that we should note going forward. There's a few players returning from injury, a few players going on the injury list at the moment. What will that mean for Jamaica? Let's get right into it. The first thing on the player radar is that we have a few players in the MLS. As we know, we recruit heavily from England, from our dual nationals in England, but we also recruit heavily from America and our MLS talent that we have over there, right? So the MLS playoff is about to kick off, and we have a few Jamaicans that are going to be taking part in the MLS playoffs. Not gonna lie. I think almost every team that has a Jamaican on it, that obviously represents the Jamaica Seniors national team, is in the playoffs. You see me? And so I think we need to highlight that. So congratulations to the teams for making the playoffs. Congratulations to the players for making the playoffs. And hopefully this year we can see a Jamaican lift the MLS Cup. You see me? That's what we really look forward to. I would love if we could see it from Philly and Blake over there. But let's go through the players and talk about a few players that will be playing in the upcoming MLS playoffs. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Andre Blake. Obviously, we know Andre Blake plays for Philadelphia Union. They will be taking on Chicago Fire in the first round of the MLS playoff. You see me? It's a best of three series. Just win 2 games and you're through to the next round, through to the conference semifinals. You see me? I think Philly should be able to get this job done. Philly was the best team in the Eastern Conference. They've been performing well all season, and I don't think that Chicago Fire will have the firepower to get over the line across Philly. So looking forward to seeing that. Also, Tavon Gray and Seymour Reed from New York City FC will be playing in the MLS playoff. Also, they will be facing Charlotte FC. And I think New York City FC finished fourth in the Eastern Conference. So a good season from them also. Tavon Gray is a mainstay in the New York City FC team. I think he played 26 out of 34 games or something like that. Seymour Reed not getting as much game time. He's on the bench for a lot of the games, but he's just 17 years old, isn't he? So looking forward to seeing two of them getting some game time in the playoffs, winning, two of the next 3 games, and good luck to them. The next player in the MLS playoff is Ian Frey. I'll be taking on Nashville Soccer Club. Now, obviously, Ian Frey plays for Inter Miami, the team that Messi also plays for. Messi actually just signed a 3-year extension with Inter Miami. So at least we'll see some football from Lionel Messi for the next 2 years. Don't know if we'll also see international football, but good on them, good on Inter Miami. Ian Frey will be playing in the MLS playoffs versus Nashville Soccer Club. And actually, Ian Frey has been having a good MLS season. I think that culminated in a call up for the Jamaica Cinemas national team. As Ian Frey, I don't think he might get assist. In fact, he got an assist just a couple of days ago against Nashville Soccer Club. This wasn't a playoff game, it was a regular season game. But he got an assist, and guess who he assisted? No other than Lionel Messi, isn't it? So good on him, good on Ian Frey for performing, good on our MLS talent for performing. Is me really excited for them, looking forward to the players. I'm gonna try to catch some games. Is me giving us some updates and then probably giving some daily or some weekly updates because I really want to see a Jamaican in the MLS Cup. And I'm going to be cheering for the Philadelphia Union this MLS playoff season. Is me? So let's move from the American side of things. Let's go over into Europe and talk about some of our reggae boys and what's been going on with them. So the first thing I want to talk about is the QPR side of things. In the championship over there, QPR ramping up. They just won a game 1-0 over Swansea. And in that game, Isaac Hayden played 70 minutes, Roman Burrell played 7 minutes. Both of them had good games. This is the most minutes Isaac Hayden has played since coming back from injury. Through the entire season so far. Obviously, the season is fresh, just 2.5 months into the season. This is the most minutes he's played in a game, and I think that is important. Came back from injury, he was struggling to get back, coming on as a substitution, playing 30 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 9 minutes there, 35 minutes here and there. And this game he started, he played 70 minutes, he got an assist, actually got an assist to to Raman Burrell, who also played 70 minutes, I think. In that game, both of them had good performance, and I think that is important. Raman Burrell want to get himself back into the Reggae Boy setup. He must have felt hard done by to miss out on the October window, but I think performances like these will get him back into the squad. Obviously, we're top heavy as a nation. We have a lot of attackers, we have a lot of wingers, we have a lot of midfielders. Well, not midfielders, but we have lot of attackers, a lot of forwards and wingers. You see me? And so, as far as Roman Burrell go, you have to be performing, especially if you're performing and scoring goals at the championship level. You will be called. You see me? So I think this is good for him, but most importantly, this is good for Isaac Hayden. Seeing Isaac Hayden get 70 minutes at the championship level under his belt, really, really good. I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to tell you guys that happened. You see me? So big kudos to Isaac Hayden for his performance at the weekend. Love that. The next player I want to go into the next segment of the player radar this week. It won't be a long show. I'm just going to some updates just to make you know what I go on and how we can move from it. The next segment is the injury segment. The injury segment of the Reggae Boys right now and off player radar, which we see a few players that go down, and the two of them will highlight right now. The first one is Casey Palmer. Casey Palmer is out with a knee injury for the next couple of months. I think 2.5 months or somewhere around there. He's projected to be back by at least mid-January. My, this is kind of bad news for Jamaica. But in a way, it gives an opportunity to other players. But Casey Palmer is a very important player for us. And based on the reports that I was seeing, he actually picked this injury up in the international break when he came and played for Jamaica. Casey Palmer played one of his best games in the national stadium for Jamaica against Bermuda, where, he just looked outstanding, ran the show and had a really, really good game. A Cole Palmer made a call him the entire time. So, as he's coming into his best international form, gone down with an injury, he's going to miss the next 2 games. And that's just so unfortunate because I think Casey Palmer is a really, really good talent. And a couple months ago, I said that Casey Palmer is what he is. He's not getting any better. But who knows? It looked like it's not a matter of getting better. It's a matter of becoming more consistent. And I think at the top level, in professional sports, I'm not even going to talk about football. At the top level, what separates the good players from the great players or from the excellent players is the consistency, sorry. That's what really separates them. And we will talk about how much of them can hit the crossbar from the top of the 18-yard box. Most of them. You get me as we talk about who can hit the crossbar with 5 tries from the center circle. Most of them. It's just how many times are you going to do it in those 5 tries? You see me? And so I'm saying that to make the point that consistency is what separates you at this level. And Casey Palmer was just getting into that level of consistency that we'd want from him at the club level and also putting his best performance for the Reggae Boys. This is the worst time to see him go down. You see me? And so definitely not necessarily excited for that. Wasn't looking forward to seeing that happen. And to add insult to injury, we are weak in the midfield area. This is not the position where we want to see a midfielder, where we want to see a player for Jamaica go down. We're already short on midfielders. We're already short on good quality midfielders. But this will present an opportunity to players to step into that midfield role. Obviously, we have Dixon that can play in there. We have John Russell that can go in there. We have a lot of players that can go in there. You see me? But at the same time, Casey Palmer was just coming into his own. You see me? And so, I don't know, man. I don't know what we are going to do. I don't know how the coach is going to solve it. But I think it was just important that we know that Casey Palmer will be out. He won't be playing in the November window. But I think he'll be back for maybe the March window that we'll have some practice games and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to seeing Casey Palmer come back. But at the moment, Casey Palmer is out. And I think that that is going to pose a problem for us because we saw in the first game in the last window that we played against Curacao where we didn't have Isaac Hayden and we didn't have Casey Palmer. We just look a shell of ourselves. We didn't come out with any energy. The midfield presence was missing. You see me? And so, I have to say, at this point, we need to have our best players on the park. This is the most important window that we are going to go in the November window, that is, and we don't have one of our best midfielders. You see me? So, Casey Palmer speedy recovery. It's a knee injury. Knee injuries are not fun, and they're not easy to recover from. A lot of people say, sometimes instead you get a joint injury, a knee or an ankle injury, then prefer get a hamstring where you can recover in 6 weeks, or you can recover in a couple of weeks, or you tweak your hamstring here and there. You see me? But getting a knee injury, a joint injury, is just a tough one to recover from. But again, it presents an opportunity. It presents an opportunity for the coach to be creative. It presents an opportunity for the coach to give other players a chance and look at them in a more fair way instead of knowing the players that you're already going to go with. You see me? So I'm looking forward to see that. And as I said, let me know in the comment section, who would you want to see the coach put in there in that midfield? Casey Palmer as a starter, who would he put in there? You can look back at a Daniel Johnson, maybe go for a Daniel Johnson for looking for fill that gap. As I say, yeah, Busy Atkinson, but I don't think Busy Atkinson is quite the eight that we're looking for. I don't even think Busy Atkinson is good enough to make the squad, but I'm just putting out names out there. Who else we have? Bobby Reed, but Bobby Reed is already playing in the midfield of John Russell, as I mentioned before. Who else we have? Who else we have? Who else we have? Who else we have? We have Rooney from Mount Pleasant. You see me? That is always in the squad, but we'll probably get an opportunity now to show his quality and his class. We also have a career Anderson. You see me? So we have some options that will get opportunities, and it's just up to them to grab the opportunities. Speaking of hamstring injury though, we have another injury, and that is Bobby Reed. Bobby Reed tweaked his hamstring um, in the last game that he played for Leicester City. Uh, this is a weird one. This one is not as serious. He's back on the pitch. He's training, but he's not going to be up to speed to play at the weekend. And I think they need to monitor this one carefully. We can't afford to lose Bobby Reed and Casey Palmer in the most important window. This is the crunch time. This is window, and this is where, as a professional, this is where you want to play. This is where you want to be in the national stadium. When we play against Curacao, you want to be celebrated with the crowd. You want to get a goal in that game to say, yeah, me scored a goal to bring Jamaica go World Cup. Isn't it? So, and not even about the goal. It's about the performance. You want to be a part of that if you're a professional footballer. Isn't it? So, Bobby Reed is the worst time to go down. Obviously, it's not a long-term injury. They were just saying a few weeks, 2 weeks maybe, or a couple of days, blah blah blah. They're watching it. He tweaked it, he didn't pull it, he didn't strain it. It's just some discomfort in his hamstring. He's going to miss like 2 games, and so hopefully we can see him back in November. Based on all the projections, based on the reports that I'm seeing coming out of Leicester City, I think he's safe. I think he's in the clear. So let's see. Let's see. Um, the next player I want to talk about is Ronaldo Cephas. Ronaldo Cephas is not injured, but Ronaldo Cephas over there in FC Paris in Russia is struggling for game time. And I think that is important, people. I don't know, he's the second Jamaican player to go over there to Russia and just don't hit the ground running, struggling. I don't know if it's the pace of the league. I don't know if the competition in the squad. I don't know what it is, but he's struggling for game time. What does that mean for his position in the national team? What does that mean for his development as a player? Well, as if he's 25 years old, he should be kicking on, should be entering the prime of his career. This is not the time where you want to be on the bench for your club. This is not the time where you want to be coming on for 9 minutes here, coming on for 15 minutes there, coming on for 20 minutes there. This is not the time. And this is definitely not the time where we want to see Ronaldo Cephas being benched at FC Paris in the first division of Russia. Isn't it? So hopefully them can pull it together. It's not a team that is struggling. I think last time I checked, I don't think that they're struggling. I think they're a yo-yo club. They're up and down, but I don't think that they were struggling this season. Somebody fact check me on that. You see me? But need to see Ronaldo Cephas get some game time for his club. Need to see him put in some good performances for his club and build on the international performances. I don't think necessarily this will threaten his spot in the national team, but who knows? If you have another player, there are a few players stepping up and banging in goals, it just might. Next player I want to mention is Tyrese Campbell. He played at the weekend also for Charlton Athletic versus Ipswich. He bagged an assist in that goal, and I think it's important that we mention these players. So when the squad come out and them say, "What is man are doing that?" Me can say, "Oh, remember a couple weeks ago on Player Radar, I told you that he's performing well." So he came on as a substitute. I think in the 29, he played like 29 minutes somewhere around there, and he bagged an assist. So just giving you an update on him. And the final thing, as I said, now I make this a long video. I want it digestible. I just wanted to get the updates and let's go. The final play I'm going to talk about that's on the Player Radar is Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey came on in Roma's game versus FC Victoria, and he played decent. Roma lost the game, but he came on, he played 24 minutes. He had 2 shots, 1 shot on target. He made some dribbles, he had some good passes. He did well. I think as a cameo, Leon Bailey did well. He looked sharp. He doesn't look like a player coming back from injury to me. And hopefully he can build on his performance. A lot of people coming out of the last international window, they are saying that Leon Bailey should be anywhere near the starting lineup. Obviously, want to keep Dixon and Wisp, but I just think that's madness. I think on the other wing, that is fair. I don't think Demar Gray at this moment should be replacing Ronaldo Cephas. Ronaldo Cephas is just too dangerous. And not even that. Demar Gray is an option that we can look at in midfield also. Isn't it? But I think that is more That is easier to do on the left side. On the right side, Liam Bailey is too good of a talent. Liam Bailey should be starting for us on the right wing. Obviously, if you want make him come off of the bench for the first game or whatever, fine. You see me? But to get some continuity, fine. You don't want to rush him back in, blah 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 blah. You don't want to disturb what we have going on. But for the foreseeable future, and definitely going forward, Liam Bailey should be a starter in this team. Liam Bailey has game-changing qualities. Liam Bailey has game-winning qualities. And we need to see Liam Bailey starting for Jamaica. Liam Bailey needs to be at his best. And I think with so many players performing, it will only raise the performance of Liam Bailey. You see me? A lot of people will not understand the pressure with Liam Bailey getting up. You see, Ronaldo Cephas playing Will on the left wing is only going to unlock Liam Bailey on the right wing. Shaman Nicholson bagging goals up top is only going to unlock Liam Bailey. Bailey Calamari looking dangerous, only going to unlock Liam Bailey. Bobby Reed and those guys and Isaac Hayden playing well in the midfield, that is going to unlock Liam Bailey. Because every time Liam Bailey plays for Jamaica, he gets double teamed. Every time Liam Bailey plays for Jamaica, he attracts all of the energy and attention from the opponents. And if we have dangerous players all over the park, they cannot make that sacrifice to double up or triple up on Liam Bailey, where he's facing two players all the time. Liam Bailey, I'm not going to excuse you. You need to perform well. Don't think that the weight of the country is on your shoulder. You see that you haven't played for Jamaica in the final round of World Cup qualifiers, and we're doing quite fine. We're at the top of the group, and all we need to do now is get 4 points. You see me? We're going to get six, but 4 points can still get us to the World Cup. You see me? So I don't want Liam Bailey to come back and feel like, say, yo, we need him somehow to be Lionel Messi for us to go to the World Cup. We don't, and we've shown that we don't need you to do that. What we need you to do is come and be direct and be dangerous, and should just show the quality that you have. Don't do anything special. Just do what you always do for your club. You see me? So be consistent. Continue to regain your confidence over there at Roma. And in November, we come and we see you in the National Stadium. You're going to be Trinidad down there in Trinidad, and then you're going to come to Jamaica and take us to the World Cup, Liam Bailey. That is it. People, that is the player radar, and those are the players that are on the player radar. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Nice, short, quick, spicy. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like the video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, subscribe to the side of Sports TV. And one more thing for me, that's to share the video to at least 10 people. Get to 6 subscribers, Gabski. Because if each and every one of you guys can manage to do that, do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day? But for now, this was the side that's Sports TV. Magan, Magan.